Thankfully, we are waking up a little cooler today because of those overnight storms, and some of us dealing with storms right now. Your local weather expert Alexa Trischler has a look at where those storms are. Hey there, Alexa.
That's right. We were talking about when are we in the 70s usually in the morning? A lot, usually the upper 70s, but actually we hit 75, which is technically the coolest morning so far we've seen all month, so we'll take it. We had to pay the price with messy weather yesterday, but it did cool us off this morning, and still many of us dealing with another round of rain and storms, especially south of the lake. Looking at this strong line of rain and storms moving through our bayou parishes, giving quite a bit of lightning, some heavy downpours, and some brief gusty winds packed in there. Also on the North Shore, we've got some stray showers passing through from west to east. These are more hit or miss, moving through Franklinton and Washington Parish. Also some lighter showers in Tangipahoa Parish. Maybe even some light rain happening also in St. Tammany. Really, the action is moving through parts of the river parishes, parts of the bayou parishes. Again, moving west to east, and this is kind of heading for the metro area within the next hour, hour and a half, maybe hour 45 minutes. We'll be seeing how this kind of progresses, and this is going to continue kind of pushing eastward. We could see some times of heavy rain going into the morning hours and early afternoon. So we're kind of going to get over the hump of the rain and storms early in the day, and things will start to wind down this evening. The clouds, the showers will kind of help keep temperatures down into the lower 90s. So a little bit of relief. No heat advisory today, but we do have to deal with some clouds, showers, and storms early this morning. High temperatures area wide, upper 80s, lower 90s, depends on how much sunshine can break through the clouds later this afternoon and how much showery activity we do see over the next few hours. Precision casts showing the scattered rain and storms. This is closer to the lunch hour, a couple rounds of rain and storms. Pretty hit or miss variety, but those heavy pockets of rain still possible. Still talking some leftover throughout the early afternoon, though late afternoon, evening, we quiet down, we wind down, we trend dry overnight. Early tomorrow morning, we can get some coastal showers and storms, and then into the afternoon, more hit or miss, less coverage type storms for your Monday. So about 20-30% chance tomorrow, mostly south of the lake, closer to the coast. A lot of us will see a dry day tomorrow. Pretty typical summertime for your Monday. Real hit or miss type variety storms. Back to the heat, back to the humidity. So really the only true relief is going to be today, by just a few degrees. Rainfall totals can range quite a bit. Most of the rain, the bulk of it's going to happen this morning, early this afternoon, and on the South Shore, but rainfall totals can always vary depending on how the storms set up and how they move. We can see a couple cases of isolated street flooding, mostly South Shore, possibly the metro area if we get some heavy downpours over the metro area that don't move very quickly. So we'll watch for a low chance for a couple isolated street flooding cases. Not a guarantee, but it's possible. Quick look at the tropics. So Don became a hurricane yesterday very briefly and is already back down to a tropical storm, but it is our first hurricane of the season. Now it's back down to a tropical storm. Still not going to pose any threat to any land areas as it kind of skirts east of the Canadian Maritimes over the next few days. The other thing we've been watching is that tropical wave in the central Atlantic Ocean, Invest 95. Actually, the National Hurricane Center has lowered its chances of development because it has a lot of obstacles. It's battling a lot of dry air in the Atlantic Ocean, but the thinking hasn't changed. It's going to continue to move westward closer to the Lesser Antilles early this week. It has to overcome quite a bit of dry air to develop. It might still become a depression, maybe our next named storm. We'll get a little bit more moisture heading towards the Caribbean and Lesser Antilles by, say, Tuesday. And so far, it looks like that will continue to move westward closer to Central America by next weekend. We'll watch that, but this does not look like it's going to be our concern here at home. So no threats to the Gulf of Mexico or U.S. in the next week. We'll monitor that for any changes. And your 7-day forecast shows the heat kind of ramping back up, back into the mid-90s the rest of the week with daily shower and storm chances, but pretty hit or miss.